have another incredibly courageous woman in studio with us today, Debbie Terra, and we appreciate so much you being here. This is the first time you've spoken publicly about your story. Your son, Brian, was a combat veteran who died by suicide after suffering service-related trauma.
Yes.
And you and your family have been through a terrible, heartbreaking ordeal. And we're going to talk first about that and then about Reboot Recovery and how you are using that deep pain and turning it into a passion to help so many other people. Can you tell us first about Brian and what happened?
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you again. Thank you both for having me on. Life is different. That's how I describe it. Life is different, and it will never go back the way it was. My son, Brian, he was 27. He was a Marine veteran, and he took his life on August 19th, 2018. It was devastating, to say the least, especially because my older son was also a Marine veteran, and my younger son had to find Brian. So it impacted the family terribly, but you know, it has put me on a journey. It was the following Mother's Day that I needed to do something. I had to do something because this has been going on with our military, with our veterans. It shouldn't be, and it's constantly going on. It went on before Brian took his life, and during, and it's still going on. So it just tore me apart, and just seeing the family and trying to just pick up the pieces. So
when we talk about trauma and your son being a veteran, did you see signs that maybe he was struggling? Was it anxiety? Was it depression? Some people are very good, by the way, very, very good at masking all of those trauma and the side effects. So what did you see? Did you notice anything?
Up, down, discontentment. Yeah. He moved a lot, but we had moved here from New York, in case you couldn't tell. And he was living in Colorado, and he decided to come to Arizona and be close to us. And it was supposed to be a new beginning, and you know, things were great. There's palm trees outside the window. His moods were up. He was great. Generous, loving, always there for us, fun, comedian. But when he was down in a dark mood, it was not good. He was not into pill taking. You know, as a society, we like to put a Band-Aid on. We just hear the symptoms, put a Band-Aid on, but we never get to that root. And he just, that was,
Just became too much.
Yeah, just a lot.
You're very brave to talk about this, and you're not the only family that this is happening to. And there's a lot of families out there that I hope who are watching will be able to gain some strength by your testimony today and what you've gone through, because there is a lot of shame around suicide. I know this because I attempted to take my life in January 2021, a little over a year ago, because the walls in my life got so dark. And that's part of the stigma, is that sometimes society, if they've never experienced trauma and they've never seen it up close, they look at people as weak. And what I tell people through that lived experience is, you don't know what it's like until you're there, and you truly don't see a way out. When trauma happens to us, it can give birth to our life's purpose. I am now living my life's purpose after that attempt, because I'm starting to heal finally from the trauma that sent me down that dark hole. This traumatic life event that happened to you and your family back in 2018 has now given you purpose in your life by Reboot Recovery.
Yeah.
What is Reboot Recovery, and how are you trying to save that next life?
So I feel like this was it was meant for me, because it just kept popping up in my path. And that Mother's Day weekend, it hung on me that whole weekend. reboot, reboot, reboot. Okay. And Monday morning, I called up. I got the phone number. I called up Reboot in Tennessee. And my line was, hey, I'm a mom of veterans. I'm a daughter of a veteran. I'm a granddaughter of a veteran. I really don't know if I can do this program, if I can facilitate this program, but I needed to call you today. That's all I know. I needed to call you, so tell me what I need to do, because I have to do something. And they were so wonderful. They're like, yes, you can do it. You can do this. And they heard my story, and they said, we will guide you and get you started the best we can.
So Debbie, tell everyone what exactly you guys do.
So Reboot Recovery is a phenomenal organization, and it's a 12-week faith-based program. And what it does is, I will say it's free too. It's a free service. We attract our veterans, but not just the veterans, their families, because we know firsthand how much it impacts our families as well. Yeah. And we start with a dinner, a simple dinner, just to get comfortable and start that community, because that's what it's about. And then we go and watch a short video, and we get these field guides, and it opens up, depending on the topic in the video, it opens up a discussion. You can share, you cannot share. You can sit there and just listen. In our first group, we had a Marine veteran. He came with his wife. He kept his head down for almost 6 weeks. Never gave eye contact, never said a word. All of a sudden, that 7th week, he shared. It was just incredible. It was incredible what he shared. And he has come so far and such a long way. In fact, his wife also shared her story, and she now facilitates, she's one of my co-leaders, and she facilitates the trauma reboot classes. And that is what the goal is for this, because I know you said, I'm strong. I'm not strong. I'm not. But how I do this is because hearing your story helps me. And that's what it's all about. Whatever you can share helps me so much. And it's back and forth. And so when we started with Reboot Combat Recovery, Trauma Reboot didn't exist yet, but we saw the siblings, the spouses, the parents, all the other family members. And when at the end of the 12 weeks, you're encouraged to write your story. Again, you have choice to share it, but at least write it and get it down. And people found that some of their trauma started way back before they joined up. Spouses brought so much to the table. Everybody had something to bring to the table. And we realized that, or I should say the organization realized that we should have for everyone. Everyone should have it. And so then we started also doing the trauma reboot. And it's just been so incredible, and that also turned out some of our graduates who are now facilitating.
Again, we're just so appreciative of you coming today and sharing your story in hopes of helping others.
Thank you.
And God bless you and your family. We're so sorry about the loss of your son.
Thank you.
But we're sharing his name and his photo and keeping his memory alive. So thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we'll put the information for Reboot Recovery on the screen, and we'll also share it out on our social media.